Hi, my name is Jake, and I will be taking you on a quick tour of the CarePortal Child Wellbeing app. So at Go Project, we have been working internationally for over 15 years, and we've noticed that there is oftentimes a gap in technology in many of the countries that we serve. And so some of the feedback that we've received from our team around the world is that, firstly, developing countries often lack basic social working and case management tools. And as such, local decision makers need usable data that can inform local solutions to local challenges, and that industry standard evaluation tools such as the Child Status Index have not been optimized for digital use. So we set out to create an app that's accessible on any smartphone in the world that can help overcome some of these challenges. And so here is an example of the Child Status Index. The Child Status Index is a globally recognized evaluation tool for children, individuals and families, and even group homes. And so we reached out to the creators of the Child Status Index, and they informed greatly how we designed this app. So this is the Child Status Index. You can see that it rates children, families, and group homes along certain criteria. They are given a score based on how well or poorly they are performing in a given area, 4 being great and 1 being very bad. And then later in the form, there are areas where a case manager can add their observations and recommendations for next steps. This over here is a page out of the training manual from the CSI. They favor a lot of pictographs because they translate well into multiple cultures. And so that's something that we've incorporated in the app as well that you'll see in a minute. Okay, so let's take a look at the app and what it looks like to actually do a little case management around the world. So here we have a child, and we're able to take some basic data on that child, first name, last name, that kind of stuff. We are able to create a discussion on this child so that a local case manager can create a discussion with their supervisor and talk about, areas that the child may be struggling in or may need some additional help in. And as we move from the basic info of the child and the child database, we now can perform a CSI on that child. And so here, as you can see, we've taken the pictograph right out of the training manual of the CSI and put it here in the app so that the case manager can use this to select their score for each category. Also take note that under each category, we've created an individual icon that's specific to every category. So in this case, for food and nutrition, we have a little spoon and a fork. And as you work your way through the CSI, then you get to the observations and next steps section, where the case manager has the freedom to, explain in their own terms what their feelings are on this particular score. Once you get to the end of the CSI, there is an important events section, where any important event that pertains to a child's life, for better or worse, can be denoted here. And once we finish that, we go to a review screen where we're able to see the particular information on this child. We can look at the various details of the CSI and every category and rating that was given, the observations, next steps, and so forth. Also take note that the taskbar for each category is color-coded based on the lowest score that the child received in that category. So we can see here, under food and nutrition, that's bad. Under shelter and care, that's good. So once we're satisfied with that, we can hit save, and it will take us to the child's main profile. So here is the main profile where we can see the basic information of the child, where they are currently residing on a map. And as you continue to scroll down, you can see here the recent CSI. Now these are the individual icons for every category on the CSI, color-coded to the score that they received in that category. And this is a great tool because it gives social workers the ability to just take a glance at this taskbar, this quick view, and see exactly where a child is doing well and where they're facing some challenges without having to access the entire file. So this is a great tool that our case managers are utilizing and finding really helpful. Now, another great thing about this is as we scroll down some more, you can see that we can stack these quick views on top of each other in our trends section. And this will give us a snapshot of how a child has been performing over time. So if we take a look at this child, we can see that back in February 2016, a parent died, and subsequently the child wasn't doing well in a few of the categories, and over the ensuing months, they kind of flagged a little bit. And thankfully, now that we're in June 2020, we're a couple years later, the child is continuing to perform better in certain categories, but still kind of struggling in a few. And this is great because at a glance, a social worker or case manager can see the progress that a child is making and is able to make specific and catered recommendations based on the parts of the CSI that the child still struggles in. So the trends section really has become one of the most powerful tools in the CSI, or the Child Wellbeing app. And this is not only available for individual children, but we can do that with group homes, like this one, for example. Bon Samaritan Group Home, we have multiple children residing in a group home. We can stack all of their CSIs on top of one another. So we can compare child to child, how they are doing together. We can look for trends in that group home. We can do the same thing with a family. We can see if the entire family ratings are similar, if there is a lot of people who look similar but one outlier. We can do it. We can predict a lot in the life of a child based on this trends section. So those are some of the key functions of the Wellbeing app. Just to review, the Wellbeing app gives us the ability to create a CSI Wellbeing evaluation for a child, a family, and a group home. It gives us the ability to track the well-being of a child, family, or group home through trends over time. It is multilingual. It's currently available in French and English and will be available in many other languages soon. It has online and offline capability, so we recognize that many case managers around the world work in places where data isn't readily accessible, and so they need the ability to work offline and then sync to the cloud later when they have Wi-Fi availability. It also gives you the ability to take pictures of important documents, birth certificates, passports. This is especially important for transient communities like refugees. And there's also an auto escalation of emergency issues system that's built into the app. So anytime a person receives a 1 category on their CSI, on their evaluation, it will automatically alert everyone in the care circle for that individual. And all of this exists so that the data is usable in the fingertips or available at the fingertips of a local case manager and informs local decision making so they can make wise decisions based on real data in real time. And of course, all of this is highly sensitive information, so it is encrypted to the highest standards available, and only people who we grant access to the app will have access to the app and the data that we want them to see. So that is, in a very brief terms, the CarePortal Child Wellbeing app. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.